Well, hello and welcome back. I wanted to do a project in InDesign where it's 20 pages. It's a little book, and it's a little book on how to make books. And right now I'm showing you more of a end result. This is a pretty simple book, 20 pages, self-cover, so it has a front and back cover. Basically, it's a little book that helps people understand how to sew signatures and how to create cases for case binding. You can see there's a total of 20 pages in the Pages panel. Got a back cover and a front cover. Now I'm going to go back to the front cover, and let me move this over. And I'm holding down the space bar, by the way, to do that. And I'm going to hit the W key. That gives you the normal view. And you'll see how one of the tips in designing a front and back cover is I actually design them both on the same page or same layout. And what I typically will do, I will draw a box the size of the page, and the page edges are the black edges. I'll move it over and I'll develop the layout in that area. I may pull grids or guides to make that, but you really want to design this so that you can see both of them, both the front and back, see how they come together, because it's important that you get a sense of unity. I'm going to get rid of some of these things I just did. You certainly would want to delete that box whenever it's time to copy and paste this to that last page. And all I did there was I selected everything, I copied it, went to the last page of the document, and zoom out there, went too far. Delete all that. There's a great feature in InDesign that a lot of people haven't explored, and it's called Paste in Place. So I copied it from one page earlier, and I'm going to paste it in exactly the same place as what was on the first page. And since this is a right-hand page, excuse me, that's a left-hand page, and the first page was a right-hand page, by me designing that over on that left side, it automatically pastes it in that same position. We'll zoom out and you can see that that front cover is here with the back cover design there. The back cover is here with the front cover design there. Okay, so they did split, these pages did. When I hit the W key, you'll see that when it prints, there's front cover, back cover. The other stuff is just outside in the pasteboard, so it doesn't matter if it's there or not. Go back to the cover and zoom in. Okay, so we're going to create a document, and it's going to be 3 11/16 by 4 3/8. That's a pretty small book. So I'm going to basically take this and use it. I just wanted to show you guys the finished piece. I'm going to create a new document. Not new book. New book feature is a whole other feature. It's a little bit more advanced. So I'm just going to do a new document. And here in the new document menu, right now we're in Picas. A lot of people don't care for that. But I do want to set up how many pages I have, and I've got 20. I do want facing pages. And I don't necessarily want letter, but I do want 3 11/16, which is 3.6875 inches. I have to type an IN at the end because this is in Picas. And the width is 4.375 or 4 3/8. And you again type in inches. This is such a tiny book, I'll just use one column. And for the margins, put a little bit bigger bottom margin, just for more traditional bookmaking dimensions. And then the inside margin, I might do a little less there. Let's do 2p6, that's 2.5 Picas. Okay, so the top and the outside margin are the same, the inside margin is a little less, and the bottom margin is greater. If you wanted to, you could click on more options, and you could go ahead and set the bleed at 0.125 IN, which will translate to P9, 9 points, and it'll set them all at 0.125, eighth of an inch or 9 points. Now that's going to put a red line around this page whenever it comes up. Now this page, the red line indicates bleed, meaning this stuff is stuff that's going to get cut off. But for the printer, they need that, and in the event that there's any sort of just slight misadjustment on the cutter. The black line indicates the actual physical trim line, the edge of the page. That's what the black line is. A lot of people get the pink or pinkish purple line confused. This is your safety margin area. So you have your head space, and the outside of the page would be thumb space. This would be where your spine is, and then this is the bottom. Some people will design to the edge of the margin and leave a bunch of white space out here, thinking that that is the edge of the page, but that's incorrect. This is just safety margins. Really, that's there for alignment, and definitely something we want to keep in mind when we deal with body copy. Now, this document is 20 pages, just as my example document is. However, there's quite a few things I need to start on here. I really would like to talk about, more than anything, on this demonstration, master pages. Master pages, and if I go to the Pages panel, you'll double click. Master pages look like a spread, and they don't look too fancy here. Nothing's on them. The only way you know you're on a master is down in the lower left-hand corner. It says A Master, and these pages should be highlighted blue. What we're going to do on a master page is anything that falls on every page, you want to put on a master page, so that way you don't have to copy and paste things over and over again. So it's a really efficient way to deal with documents with page numbers and headers and things like that. So let's do automatic page numbering first. To get automatic page numbering to work, we would go to Type. Oh, excuse me, before we do anything, we need to draw a type box. Now, page numbering, your boxes should fall within the margin area, so outside of the line, the pink line, but not outside the black line. So I'm going to actually draw a box so it lines to the pink line. And then I'm going to, with my cursor in there, I'm going to go to Type, Insert Special Character, Markers, Current Page Number. The keyboard shortcut is Option, Shift, Command, N. On a PC that would be Alt, Shift, Control, N. But I'm on a Mac, so this is Option, Shift, Command, N. Now it puts a little A in there. The reason why it puts an A in there is because this is a master. You can make more than one master. If I were to make a second master page, it would be called B master by default, and so on. So that's the reason why there's a little A, because this is the A master. Now I would maybe choose my font that I'd like. Let me just find something interesting here. I'll just do Palatino Bold for now. And I also want to choose what point size I want this. So maybe I want these really big, or much bigger. There we go. Those are going to be some big page numbers. That's probably going to draw too much attention to it itself, but I can maybe screen that back a little bit. So there's the first page number. It belongs here. The second page, or the right-hand side page, if I hold down the Option key and and then start clicking and dragging and hold down the Shift key, it copies it, it pastes it, and holding down the Shift key keeps it stationary. It keeps me from moving up and down, so it moves left to right. Now this needs to be set so that it is flush right, assuming I'm not centering page numbers to anything. So this one is flush left because it's a left page, and this is flush right because it's a right page. I'm going to select both of these by clicking and dragging over them. Holding down the Shift key will keep them in the right position, aligned to the grid. And I might go in here to swatches, click on the text color, and it looks like I will have to highlight these. This is a fill with text, it's filled with black, and I can tint that back because this is a pretty big letter. put that back to 30%. And we do the same thing here. So both of those are 30% black. Let's see if they're still there. Sometimes you'll get some ghosting. Okay, that's not very dark, so I did want to de-emphasize them. That may be too light. Let me grab those again. And let me get the T for type. Bump that up. There we go. Now we can see them. Okay, so those are my quiet but large page numbers. Now what's going to happen, because I'm on the master page, and place these on the master page, when I go to the Pages panel, we will see that all of these pages now have page numbers in order. It's really nice, because otherwise, if you didn't know how to do this, you would have problems with having to copy and paste and type those all in, which is not a real good use of your time if you're using these kinds of tips. Now I will go into the characters panel, and I will go ahead and make the kerning optical. Okay, moving it from metrics to optical. Kerning is the fine-tune adjustment of space between letters. So these look like they needed kerned earlier. They still could use some kerning, but it helps a little bit if you use optical kerning. So here's automatic page numbering, and I think I'll stop that. And in my next video, I think I'll cover maybe other elements you might place on a master page, such as the headers and chapter titles. And then also maybe we'll get into importing some text too. So thank you, and I hope you enjoy your InDesign. Thanks.